Hello guys, welcome back to my channel and welcome if you are new. My name is Salem and this video is something so special. It's so special to me and I really think that it will help anybody who is trying to make a business turn into something bigger or create a business from scratch. So, welcome to my new scenery. This is my kitchen slash dining room slash living room slash office. Today I'm going to sit down and talk to you guys about my first steps that I took with a manufacturer to grow my business. I have a small business called Meraki Mentality and it is a beachwear slash swimwear eco-friendly clothing line, and it started out as a handmade clothing line with jewelry. I was making everything myself, but it has always been my dream for the longest to be a fashion designer and to have my own brand. I've taken the leap this year to really cross that bridge of handmade small business to manufacturing big business, and I've wanted to share all of this with you guys. I posted one day on my Instagram stuff about my business and I had a ton of people slide up and ask me how I got started and how I'm doing it and all this stuff. So I thought that it would be perfect to make a series for you guys showing how I started, all the information that I needed, and I hope that this will be such an educational thing for you guys. I have attached some documents for you to use in your own search for a manufacturer, and I really hope this helps. I'm really excited and all I want to do is help people. So just so you guys can trust me a little bit more, I do have a pretty good background in fashion and in marketing. I guess for my age, I'll say it's pretty good. I am currently at college and my degree is in marketing. I'm about to finish that degree and I have taken all of my degree focus classes already because at my school we get to choose which classes we take first. So I have all of that knowledge in the back of my brain, and I have been sewing since I was about 6 years old. I've taken all the apparel classes at my high school. I've sewn for multiple clubs. I took fashion classes at my first university. My degree there was in fashion design. I'm not using any of that to brag. I just want to build this foundation of trust with you guys so you can know that I somewhat know what I'm talking about, but of course I am learning along the way as well, and I will put in some of the educational tools that I've used to help understand this whole world of manufacturing a little bit more. But yeah, with that being said, let's get into it. In this video, I am using a bit of me talking to you and then a bit of showing you my computer screen. I have my computer down here if I keep looking at it. I also have my notebook with notes if I keep looking at that, just so I make sure I give you guys all the correct information that I want you to have. I began looking for a manufacturer around May of 2021. And I was looking for months. I had high expectations for my manufacturer and I didn't want anything less than what I kind of had said. I didn't want any manufacturer that didn't share the same values as me when it came to sustainability, ethical business practices, and stuff like that. So it was kind of hard to find what I was looking for. Nonetheless, I kept looking and I finally found a platform which is my biggest secret to all of this manufacturing stuff, and I will share it later. But I found this amazing platform that connects you to a bunch of different manufacturers, and from there I was able to make a list of all the ones that I was interested in, and then I made an email and I sent it out to all of them, kind of telling them some information that I had, what I was looking for, what I needed, and I got responses back, and that is literally how I found my manufacturer, and I have loved them so far. The reason why I felt like I needed a manufacturer is because I felt like it was the next step to growing my business. Handmade stuff is awesome, but it's really hard to sustain whenever it's just one person, and it's also hard to find people that will work with you that also know how to sew. And when things are handmade, it's hard to make sure that they're all exactly the same, so I was having issues with fitting and stuff like that. I also don't really have the area for everything to be handmade. I was like cutting out fabric on my bedroom floor, sewing on my floor. I like made my whole entire house into basically my own manufacturing unit. I had something set up here, something set up there, and it was just a lot for one person to handle. And I was really ready to take the next step into manufacturing because I thought in my brain that that was the next step to making my small business business into a bigger business. Step one for finding your manufacturer is writing down your values and what you want in a manufacturer. Now, I know that sounds kind of stupid, but please do not skip over this part. This part is so important because your manufacturer is another representation of you and your brand. So, for example, if your brand stands for ethical business practices, sustainability, you want all of your clothing to be eco-friendly, but you choose a manufacturer, they have really bad labor practices, they're doing some iffy stuff. If word gets out to your consumers that your manufacturer does not align with what you're selling as your business morals and values, then there's going to be some non-trusting consumers. You're going to lose some of your loyal customers, and people are going to be wary of if they can trust you and trust your brand again in the future. I suggest you get a list and you write down exactly what you want for your brand and for your manufacturer. This can go into a mission statement later in time, so don't get rid of it. But really, really, really sit down with yourself and get real and write down what you want your business to stand for. Now, it can be a bunch of different things. It can be you want your business to be woman-owned. You want it to be 100% eco-friendly. You want it to have ethical business practices. You want it to support nonprofits. You want everything to be made in the United States. Like, there's a lot of different values that you can have for your business. And so whatever those things are, or even if it's a mix of some of the things I just said, write them all down and then make sure you are looking for those things whenever you're searching for your manufacturer. Okay, step number 2 is determine what you want to sell to your consumers. So whenever you are looking for your manufacturer, you will quickly realize that a lot of them do not make all the clothing that you might want for your business. So for example, if you're an activewear business, you sell leggings, sports bras, athletic tops, stuff like that, but you also want maybe a tote bag or a hat, that manufacturer that's making your athletic wear may not be able to do the accessories like the tote bag or the hat. You might have to work with 2 different manufacturers or just find another one that does all of it for you at one place. This can be a little bit aggravating just to work with 2 manufacturers to make sure that, you know, everything is still meeting all your values and other criteria, but you can't help what some manufacturers do and what some manufacturers don't do. For your first collection or your first line, I suggest trying to just stick with one manufacturer because you're trying to, you know, learn all the ropes, kind of getting a good feel for working with a manufacturer and what that's like. So if you have an activewear line, I would stick to maybe just, you know, the leggings, the bras, the sports tops, and then in the next collection, when you have a little bit more experience, add in the accessories if you have to go work with a second manufacturer. All right, so step number 3 is one of the second most important things, and it is to determine if you want to design your own clothing or if you want to use your manufacturer's private label brand. So what a private label brand is your manufacturer will more than likely have a label that is theirs. So it'll include some basic pieces and it might include some more extravagant avant-garde pieces. All of those pieces you can use and pick out the fabric, the colors, the embroidery, the other things you might want to add to it, the labeling, stuff like that, and make it your own. So instead of going through the whole process of making a technical drawing and then creating a tech pack and stuff like that, you can skip all of that and then look through your private label for your manufacturer and decide if there's things in there that you like that you just kind of want to take and use as your own. For a lot of people that do not have any background in fashion, using the manufacturer's private label is exactly what you should do, just because you get to skip the whole part of designing and understanding all of that. But for those that A, want to learn how to do that, or B, have a really deep passion for the fashion industry, I really suggest you design your own clothing. That is what I am doing. Make sure you have a manufacturer that is a full service manufacturer. They should be able to provide you with both of those services. Step number 4 is determining what your MOQ is. And for those that do not know what that is, your MOQ is your minimum order quantity. So I'm pretty sure most or all manufacturers will have a MOQ that you must meet to go further with your brand. So for example, if you want to make a sweatshirt, you can't just order one of those sweatshirts. You're gonna have to meet the minimum that they are requesting or requiring from you. Honestly, it's not as bad as you might think. You might see if their minimum is 100, you might be stressed out by that. But if you think about it, if you have 5 different sizes to offer, divide that by 100, you're gonna have a good amount for each size. So just be wary of how much you want. If you really only want a small amount of clothing to start out with, you're gonna have to make sure you find a manufacturer that will fit that. All right, so step number 5, which is something that I kind of touched on earlier, but it's how many pieces do you want made? You have the MOQ, and that might be 50 or 100. But you also are gonna have a requirement from your manufacturer that will tell you how many pieces you have to have made for them to even proceed working with you. If you just want one bathing suit made, that's probably not gonna fly with your manufacturer. You're at least gonna have to have another piece or something else to go along with it. So for my manufacturer, it was 4 pieces minimum for them to even proceed to work with you. So that's why I had the t-shirt, the 2 dresses, and the bathing suit at first. Because the MOQ falls in with those said pieces. So like if you just wanted a bathing suit, you're gonna at least have to get 50 of those bathing suits. That would be the MOQ. Does that make sense? So now we're getting into the fun part, which is finding your manufacturer. So to do that, I suggest that you guys make yet another table. And this table I actually made for myself, and it was really helpful to keep all the things organized that I needed to keep organized. And I also made one for you guys. It will be available in the description box below for free for you guys to just download it, because it really helped me out and it took a second to make, so I just skipped that part for you guys so you can just download it for yourself. It had different slots, and each slot had a different thing. And I have it written down right here, so I'm gonna look down to tell you. But the first thing was the brand name. The second thing was the contact email, and then I had some like yes or no questions. So I did, was it a full service manufacturer? I would put a Y or an N. Is it eco-friendly? Y or an N. And then what was the MOQ? I put a number. Did it fit the values? What products did it offer? Did it offer the products that I wanted made? And what other services? So like dyeing or an embroidery or stuff like that. Those are also important to know, because if you want a sweatshirt embroidered but your manufacturer doesn't do embroidery, you're screwed. So services as well. And then I also had another little section just for notes, any notes, things that stood out to me, like woman owned or they won this award or anything like that. So I highly suggest that you fill those out, because when you're looking for manufacturers, you should find multiple, and you should email multiple. You shouldn't just find one and then automatically assume that that's the one that you're going to use. You're going to have to search through a few before you find the exact one that you want to use. Now, I will say this, and I don't want to talk badly about anything, but as all of you should know, fast fashion is not my gig. I cannot stand fast fashion, and I want to do my part to end the cycle of fast fashion. So whenever you type into Google, start my own clothing line or manufacturers for clothing, you're gonna have a bunch of things pop up, and they're all gonna sound really intriguing and they're all gonna look really good. But whenever you look deep down inside what they are, you're going to understand that they may not be the most ethical. They may support some bad labor practices, and they may not fit the values that you might have set for yourself. Now, if you do not care, if you just want to have your business to make money, you do you. But for me and for what I support and for what my business supports, I highly suggest that you stray away from the ones that just instantly pop up. They're instantly popping up because of SEO and stuff like that. So do some scrolling, do some digging. It took me a long time. So the next thing that I'm going to tell you guys is my #1 secret to what I use to find my manufacturer. I have no idea how I came across this platform. I don't remember. I think that I was just scrolling for so long, it finally came up. But it has helped me beyond belief. Like, I am not partnered with this company. I don't do anything for them, but I have never loved a platform so much. Like, you think I'm being dramatic, but I love this platform. And I suggest everybody find their manufacturer from this platform. The website is called Common Objective, and it's simple. All you do is you make an account, you fill out all the things that you want your business to be, some information about yourself, what you're looking for, stuff like that, and then it matches you, almost like a dating site, to manufacturers that fit what you're looking for. There are so many you can connect with that it's crazy. If you go down to suppliers, all of these organizations will come up. And this is literally where you start taking your notes. You press on each one, and you can even save them on the website itself so you can go back and look. but you just start pressing on each one and you start filling out your stuff. And once you feel like you've got a good amount, you head over to your email and you write them an email. So I'm just going to show you, for example, on this one, you just press on it and it has a fantastic description of everything that the website does, everything that it stands for, everything that it sells. It has pictures. The snapshot one is where I suggest you get your information from. It's easier to read from there, but it'll tell you a lot about the business. It'll tell you their mission. And then if you go to products and services, this will also help you fill out. It'll give you their MOQ. It'll tell you if they're a full service manufacturer, what else they do. And then also they have a whole section about sustainability. And to all my people out there that are doing this for sustainability, I applaud you. And this is your website for sure, because they will give you such an in-depth look of all the sustainability awards and all the efforts that the current manufacturer is doing to reduce pollution and to make their difference. They will also tell you their certifications, any memberships they have, any plans for future sustainability efforts. And then lastly, it has this little get in touch tab, and it'll give you all of the people that you can message to talk to somebody about, using them as your manufacturer. And they usually will give you an email, but if they do not give you an email, you can press this connect button and type on here. There are so many different manufacturers on here, and they all do a plethora of different things. It is literally the most perfect website. I could not rave more about it. From knitwear to tie-dye to everything that you could dream of, they do it all. So please, please, please go make you an account on Common Objective. I will put their link everywhere. I'll put it on the screen. I'll put it in the description. Please go make you an account there. That is, I promise you, how you will more than likely find the manufacturer that you're looking for. All right, thank you for staying along this far into this video. But the last and final step of finding your manufacturer, and the last step that I will tell you for this part of this video, is sending your email. So I am looking at my emails right now, and I emailed 6 manufacturers, and I got responses from all of them, which was amazing. And I had a few tell me that they didn't think that their services fit what I needed, which was fantastic. It just instantly eliminated them. I can move on to the next. So that was really great to hear that from them. But whenever I sent out these emails, I used the same template for all of them, just kind of changed it up a little bit. This isn't you trying to really impress anybody. You just simply got to tell them what you need and what you want, and why. I like to put in why I feel like the values align with each brand, but it's not fully necessary. And that's the good thing, is because the manufacturers, they want to work with people because that's how they make their money. So the emails are no pressure. They're pretty easy. I will also add in a free email template at the bottom of this video, so you guys can just instantly download it, put in what you need to put in, and then send it off, so it helps you guys. But my email that I would send out to everybody was maybe this long. I told them what I was looking for. So in here I said, I believe I'm looking for a full service manufacturer that'll allow me to still be a part of the design process. I'm wanting to launch a few pieces. I listed the pieces. In addition, I would love to create a bag and a beanie or a hat. Currently, I'm hoping to launch a small collection in the winter, but it can be pushed to spring. And then I also added in my budget is flexible. And so whenever the brands or the manufacturers emailed me back that thought that we were a good fit, they instantly sent me everything that I needed to know about them, what I needed to see, which most of that stuff was already on Common Objective, which was fantastic. So I already knew all the things that they were telling me, but I got more in depth with it. When I found mine, they sent me a bunch of attachments. They sent me like a welcome kit. They sent me their private label options, their label options, design and development packages that they offered, and stuff like that. Oh, and their fabric swatches. That was really cool. And then they also were able to tell me what the next steps were. So I had to fill out this little form because I was designing all of my own stuff. So I also made it very clear to my manufacturer that I was new to the manufacturing world and that I would have a lot of questions, and that I did have a lot of questions. And my people were just so kind and so willing to help, and they've always been like that. So I'm very grateful to have a good experience with a manufacturer, because I've heard some horror stories. I hope you guys got some good information from this video. I loved making this video. I really did. I love teaching and sharing my knowledge. So I am going to, again, make this into a series, and the next video will be about what I did to design my own clothing, how I did it, what platforms I used. So if you guys want to follow along on this little journey of manufacturing and developing your own business, please hit that subscribe button and save this video for later if you need to refer back to it. And if you have any further questions, please DM me on Instagram or leave them in the comments below. And I cannot wait to see you guys grow your business, and I will see you next week for the next video. Peace out.